Those of you who watched the previous episode with my lesson with Dan could see that I need to work on my club path. So in that lesson, we'd gone from 6 degrees into out, probably down to 4, I would say. At the couple in the 3s, but definitely down to 4. And this is the thing when you have a lesson, is it's all well and good having your lesson, but unless you go away and practice that lesson and put the time into improving what you've been taught, you'll never improve. You know, and you've got to be in the mindset that your next game of golf or your practice will probably be shocking because you're trying so many different things. You're not quite sure where the ball's going to go. You're not quite sure how it's going to come off the face, and it's going to take a few rounds and a few hours of practice to get that into your head, because every now and then the old swing will come back. So today I'm going to load up quad and I'm going to test a pitching wedge, a 7 iron, a 4 iron and my driver. And all I really care about is path at the moment. I'm trying to get that path down to as close to neutral. I want to get it to about 2 in, 2 out, but as close to neutral as possible and see what the ball flight is. But I'm not that bothered at this stage about where the ball's going. That's more where the club face is. That's more face to path than anything else. And that's another thing I can work on once I've started getting used to doing a more manageable club path. So these may go all over the place. They are likely to go all over the place. I take that into account and I'm accepting that before I start. But I'm going to get quad on, I'm going to open the shutter up, I'm going to hit a few shots with each, bring you along to show you what I'm thinking and how I'm using what Dan taught me in order to try and change path and see where it goes and see where I am at my first practice session post that lesson. Because this is the first time I've hit shots since that lesson. So see if I've learned anything, or as Dan says, he teaches me but I don't listen. So let's see if I've listened. So let's get it on and let's hit some shots. Right, okay, so we're going to start with pitching wedge. Now, those of you who watched that video will know that I have to really feel like I'm hitting it left to have that feeling. So I need to start opening the club face up a little bit more, because otherwise it's too closed and it turns into a duck hook. So there's a few things I need to work on, but I just want to check what that path is like at the moment after that lesson. It was about 6. I need to get it down to, well, as close to 2 as possible. So that was 4.2 in to out. To catch that a little bit low on the face though. It's going to be really difficult to get this down to 2, I think. That was 6 in to out. 6 in to out. How do I stop this from happening? It's so difficult. That was 4.8. I mean, the ball's going well, it's going straight. Not as overturny as it feels or looks like. That's a pretty straight shot. It's just left the target. .6 into out. So that's more like it, but I really felt like I was over the top of that. Maybe that's the feeling I need to start having. I have to feel like I'm hitting it left, I think. Feel like you're hitting it left. That was 5 into out and then I hit it left. Oh, the result isn't bad. The end result of the shot isn't bad, but I suppose I've cupped the face, I'm opening the face a little bit more. So it's actually not making the ball move so much. So that's like before I used to be like proper close the face down. So I've opened the face up a bit more. So the ball movement isn't as bad. 4.6. See, I can live with this, but I do need to get it a little bit like closer to 2. But the end results, they're a lot better than they were when they were at 6 with a bit of a closed face. Like the face to path on that was 0.2 close. So the relationship between face and path is there. I just need to quieten the path down a little bit more. .3 into out. That's better. Right, so 7 iron. I need to keep that same feeling, but it's just going to be a little bit of a longer shaft. .4 into out. That's good. That is good. See, when you're doing lessons and you're doing things like this, I'm going to go and play golf on Sunday or something like that, and I'm going to have a bad round, and I know I'm going to have a bad round because there's things I'm working on in my swing. But the path on that was 1.4 into out. The club to path was 0.7 closed, so it's definitely better than it was. That was 3 into out. That was a really good strike. That's a line ball. 3 into out, but the path, face to path relationship was only 0.9 closed. I can get, you saw on that last video, it was 4 closed, and that's where that big hook comes from. But that was just a really good shot. Yes, it was a little bit further away where I wanted it to be at 2, but the face to path relationship was a lot better. That was just a fat. I don't care. 1.6 into out. Yeah, it's definitely working, and you can see the ball's going straighter, so there's not all this curvature, it's just a straighter shot. It's just going to take me a while to get used to hitting this shot. .8, face to path 0.1 closed. It's straight. It's straight. Hit a couple more with a 7-iron. Like, there's just hardly any movement on these shots at all, which is what I like. I can just aim at targets instead of trying to, before I'd have to aim so far right to draw it in, and then you're playing with a bit of pot luck really. Nice and straight, 1.7 into out. Yes, Lee. Great spin, great launch, good carry 167, a little bit down on where I'd want it to be, but the face isn't as close, so it's going to drop down a bit. A little bit pulley, so I just closed the face that time, but the path was 3.1. So yeah, I can definitely see the benefits coming through. But now the test is driver, because my driver swing is very around, as in I come around more. So it's whether, let me just see what a normal driver swing would be. I've never really looked at path when it comes to this. Path 0.3 into out, but the face was closed. Make a bit more of a conscious effort to hit this a little bit better. Right, so the path's okay, but the face was closed a little bit. Let's just try that same swing and see what that does for the relationship. High on the face, but path 0.7 into out, face to path open, just hit that really high on the face. But it's definitely a more neutral, manageable swing, and face, it was just, that was a little bit high on the face, that was all. You knock that down into the center and that's just a great shot. Right, let's try that again. Path 1.3 into out, face open, high on the face again. Not ideal. I'm just going to go back to my old driver swing. I feel that's a little bit more manageable. So let's see what it does. Okay, so my old swing into out is 1.6, so there's nothing wrong with that. I hit in the center of the face, but the face was open, right. So let's do that shot, but try and just control the face and hit down a target. Because with driver, my swing path is fine. I don't need to be doing this Bryson feeling. Just out the heel, that's gone okay. Path 3.4 into out, just catching it. Face open a little bit. All right, last one, and then we'll look at some data and see if what we're working on is working. All right, let's think about this one. got to rotate the body. I can get stuck with these longer clubs. It's just open face all the time. The distance is fine. So the path with the driver is pretty good. It's 1 to 2 degrees into out. For me, I'm just leaving the face open. Something I definitely need to work on. They're all fading, which is fine, but the start line is too far to the right. It's definitely something to work on with driver, but the irons were really good. Okay, so as you can see, a few improvements made with path, and definitely when it came to the wedge, the iron, the 7 iron, you could see that the ball movement was very minimal. It was a very straight shot, which is what I want. It's more manageable, and it means I can aim at a target, do that swing, and I know it's going to be there or thereabouts. And then driver, like head off driver. Too many things to think about with path and face, and going back to old swing and what was the old swing doing and where's the face. So I need to have a complete driver reset session, because that's completely just messed my head up when it comes to driver. Like I have no idea what I'm doing with it. So complete driver reset session needed, but positives with the short irons and the mid irons, something to work on with the long irons, but all in all, a positive change, and I accept I'm probably going to miss a few more than I was going to beforehand. Hope you've liked that video, and if you have, please do give this video a thumbs up by clicking the thumb up down below. And if you are new to the channel or are returning and aren't yet subscribed, please do click that subscribe button down below. It is free to do, it is free to subscribe. So please do click that and let's help this channel grow. But for the time being, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll see you all on the next video.